this video, we are going to discuss narrative writing, how to make the plots and model stories for our paper 2, final tips for your preparation. So first of all, let's discuss when you go to the examination hall, you must keep in mind that you have to prepare the model stories, and these are the general topics. As you can see, number 1 is late again, number 2 a painful regret, then a sleepless night, a family quarrel, and a race against time. So subtitles can be made, but these are the 5 model stories, the topics of the 5 model stories which you can you should prepare for your examination. So here on this slide you can see the plot for a race against time. So this is how you are going to, because plot is the backbone of a story, your plot should be mature, it should be having all the whatever the requirement it is. So you must keep in mind that the plot should be according to the situation, it should justify the topic. So jot down the plot like this, and then you would be able to write the story to expand the story. So as you can see, this is this plot written with the technique that we have already discussed. That is, when you're going to write the narrative, you must have the plot, dialogue, vocabulary, 4 to 5 characters, beginning, flashback, present situation, sequence of events, climax, and ending. So these are the this is the plot, as you can see, according to this technique. That the beginning, so I was crestfallen, you would write the plot in phrases, and then of course feeling words and phrases would be there, description of scene would be there. So this is the beginning, and then the memories of the past, that is when you're going to the flashback. So this is the plot about my younger sister, an epitome of love and compassion, her dark blue eyes. So here you can give the description, because in narrative writing you have to make proper paragraphs, 10 to 15 short paragraphs. Do not write lengthy paragraphs, write like in descriptions. So sounds are also a part and participle of stories. So stories should have all the ingredients. So it is appealing, it is an impressive beginning and ending, there is a climax in the story. So there's a climax, as you can see, that begins with the sound. Third sound brought me back. Our mutual friend Mark told me she was leaving forever, had given everything, shock, disbelief. So one word or a 2-word phrase, because that is going to to create a dramatic impact. I was a bundle of nerves, it was important to. So I flew downstairs, reality had dawned upon me, she was my sister, very sincere, I tried to call, she ignored. So this is how you are going, it was a race against time. So then you are going to elaborate it, description of the place, and then eventually you had to create the situation when you had finally reached there. So the ending could be that finally I had won the race against time.
My dad was making it hurt.
Now here is another plot. Write a story in which a map plays an important role. As you can see here, so the subtitle is, I was taught a sharp lesson, I shall never boast about my cleverness again or lost. Remember that you have to prepare one model story, and then you have to adjust 2-3 at least topics from the again taken from past papers. So it will help you to prepare one story, and you can slightly mold it according to the situation when it comes to when you are in the examination hall and you have to write the final story. So in which a map plays. So just remember the technique that we have shared and we have discussed it in the beginning. that is the technique, the beginning, the flashback. So as you can see, this the plot is written in paragraphs, elaborated plot is written, so it is just for your help. This is the way I've been practicing with my class. So this is how they are writing the plot, and when they're going to write the story, they are going to arrange it in different paragraphs, and then they are able to write the proper story, of course, according to the word limit. So as you can see, there are 3 4 subtitles. Survivor is also there. So beginning is, remember that you have to begin the narrative either with the speech, that is direct speech, a dialogue, or maybe you can start it with an action. So here it starts with an action. Groping in the pitch dark forest, I was cursing myself. How foolish I was, boasted of my sharp mind. Now, so it remember that the plot is written in phrases, and because we have to save our time also. So howling of wolves, the description of scene is in the beginning. So the story, the action is set, and now the story is going to, you are going to continue, and you are going to develop the story. So the technique that is going to save you from being irrelevant is the flashback technique. The why was I was stuck in that dark forest. So the background of the story is, we 4 friends had planned an expedition. So here in this flashback paragraph, you can see the description of the place plus why you were here and now you were lost, and this is the background. Then of course you would come back. Remember, do not stretch the flashback, it should not be very lengthy, and then come back to the present situation. Of course the story is in past past tense, that is a sequence of events. Now the story is the action is going on, and the story is just moving towards the climax, leading towards a logical ending. So now I was struggling. So track, wild animals, fear gripped me. Sun was, of course, your supporting pillar. The description of play, the scene, and the place, they are going to help you to create a dramatic impact to make it more appealing. So Sun was playing hide and seek. It was a, again there's personification. So your language, the way you are going to depict the scene, it should be very fascinating. It should be the choice of the words, the figurative language. You have to learn certain similes, metaphors, and of course personification is like it's written here. It was a nightmare journey. Signals dropped. Google map couldn't play vital road, but now it was all in vain. The climax of the story. So now you can give a happy ending, or either you are going to be a survivor, or either you're going to, so it's up to you that you're going to decide the climax, and then come towards a cliffhanger, maybe that you're going to reach a certain point, and then you leave the story. That is, your examiner would appreciate that you have given it a dramatic. A cliffhanger is another technique that is going to make a great impact on your examiner, but make sure that it should be logical, and it should justify the topic. So the topic, the climax is: dead tired, exhausted, fear etched on my face, heard footsteps coming closer, closer, closer. So dramatic situation again. Tears welled in my eyes, inevitable death, stumbled, fell down, lost consciousness, lost thought. It was my destiny, dying helplessly. Now here is the cliffhanger. Maybe you can end it here, or maybe you were saved by someone. So it was, again, you can see this paragraph, a nightmare journey. Again, it is help for your story. Suppose you're going to write a story in which you were in trouble, or you were trapped somewhere. So this is how you are going to write a story, in which a map plays an important part. And our next plot we are going to discuss is, this is on this slide you can see a helicopter. A piece of clothing plays an important role. Another very important topic of the past papers. Remember that there are certain objects which are coming time and again in the past papers, like we have discussed the map, then there is a necklace, then there is a painting, then there is a lost item, or here it is a helicopter or piece of clothing plays an important role. Again, the survivor of a plane crash. You can, if you have prepared the plane crash story, and then you can adjust it here. So again, the plot, the beginning, the flashback, the present situation, the sequence of SOE means sequence of events, and then the ending. So you can have the one story, but you can adjust so many plots related to that. And please remember that you have to follow this technique which I'm going to show you again. So in the end, you can again see the technique that we have discussed, that can help you to write a short, well-planned story with all the things that are required: plot, dialogues, vocabulary, 4 to 5 characters. The technique is very important for you to write a story that is not being, you are going to justify the topic, it is not irrelevant, that is beginning, a catchy beginning, action, or either with an action or dialogue. Then the flashback that we have already discussed and you have seen in the stories plots also. So the present situation, then sequence of events, then climax and the ending. So now, last but not the least, it's the checklist. So you have to see that your examiner is going to mark your story keeping in mind all these things. Is the topic justified? Is there a strong plot, catchy beginning, 10 to 15 paragraphs, feeling words, figurative language plus idioms, tenses plus punctuation plus spelling, variety of sentences, description of characters plus description of scene plus description of places, and of course we have also discussed the sounds you are going to add. And the last point is that you have to think about, you have to make real life stories. So don't write stories that are just imaginary or on a science kind of science fiction or something. It's not happening in the real life. So I hope these tips are going to help you to attempt the paper, and most of you have the choice to you pick up the narrative as your first choice. So I think it will help you a lot. Good luck.